So, tech talk versus artist talk. You guys are going to start talking and the techs are going to have no idea what you just said. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of lingo while the technician starts talking to you, and all he uses or she uses are acronyms to explain everything. You're going to want to know what that means and where that is and what to do with that information they just gave you. Simple things that you'll need to know. You know, he says step 3 spots to stage left, you know, or your electric player's on stage left, and hopefully all of you artists know stage left is your left hand, and stage right is your right hand while you're facing the audience. There's a small joke going around in our world is that's what I do. Tech, that's what I do. Information about tech, that's what I do. Singing, that's what you do. Playing instruments, that's what you do. So the things that you do, know well. The things that I do, I know well. We also need to learn how to communicate the things that we all know with one another. So know your instrument. If you're an electric player, know what gauge strings you use. Know your amplifier and its tone. Know what your dirty sound and your clean sound sounds like. Know the difference between the volume levels on them. Know your compression settings. Know everything you need to know about your equipment. It sounds strange for me to say that. Know that the cable that plugs in is a 1/4-inch cable. There are times when I've set up bands and band members and people have come off the road and I say, do you need an extra 1/4-inch? They have no idea what I'm talking about. It's a guitar cable. It's also a 1/4-inch cable. Acoustic guitar players, you're going to need a DI box. If you don't know what a DI box is, Google it. Find out what a DI box is. Bring an extra one with you if you need to. Talk to a technician who knows the best DI box on the market. Get one and have an extra one with you. Your tech will probably have an extra one. But just be on the safeguard. You know, there are certain things that you should know about your instrument. You should have extra strings with you if you play guitar. You should have extra picks with you. Know what kind of pick you use. Heavyweight, medium weight, featherweight, lightweight. You use gauge 11 strings, 12 strings, 13s. Whatever you use for your acoustic and whatever you play and you need for your acoustic, you should have with you. The technician will more than likely have that stuff as well, but those kind of things, knowing your instrument and what you need in case something goes wrong with your instrument is a really good idea. I'll give you a good example. I was doing a gig one time, this guy's playing away, and all of a sudden I hear this weird sound in his guitar. And I had no idea what that sound was. And I thought, well, it could be one of my cables. I was early in my career. He was early in his. And then I said, do you hear that? And he said, I do. I'm like, have you ever heard that sound in your guitar before? He knew his guitar very well, and he said, I've never heard that. And I said, have you done anything different to your guitar recently? And he said, I changed the strings this morning. He knew he changed his strings. And I thought, I know there's a pickup inside a guitar that has a magnet on it. And could there be a string or something inside on your guitar on that magnet? He said, I have no idea. So we looked inside. Sure enough, the ball on the end of his string had fallen off and attached itself to the magnet. And every time he was playing, it was making a noise. So if he wouldn't have known his guitar and I wouldn't have known his guitar, the two of us together could not have figured out what the problem was. Simple things like that, knowing your instrument. If you're a singer, your instrument is your microphone. Know your microphone. Know its capabilities. Know what it can do. Know how loud you can yank on that thing. Know if you move it here, do I hear myself? If I move it there, do I hear myself? A lot of times singers will be at a mic stand or whatever, and they don't know that if they're a little off axis, that mic's not going to pick you up. Know the best placement on your mouth for that. When I did announcing and radio announcing and things like that, I knew the best place on that mic for my mouth was a little off axis, like right about here, because I tend to pop my P's a lot, like right here. But here I don't. So if I put it right there, you weren't going to pick me up going pop, pop, pop all day. I learned my mouth. I learned my mic. I learned to know what your instrument is and the best way to play your instrument. That will help the engineer to engineer you the best way.